Hey everybody, welcome to Airsoftology Mondays, the show that answers your questions, helps you out in a pinch, and also is recording live, well, semi-live because this is YouTube, from the holy mecca of high pressure airsoft. Yes, that's right, I am actually at Polar Star's headquarters in Delaware. So this is actually really cool. I've never had a chance to visit here, and I know not many people have been to Polar Star's headquarters. This is such a cool place. I cannot believe the machinery and the equipment and all the stuff that goes into it, and how neat of a facility this is for pretty much making just Polar Star engines. I mean, they got a staff of people back there, but again, I'll give you guys a great tour of how everything works, and maybe some sneak peeks of some new things coming down the pipeline from them that they're actually gonna show me, which is really cool. So you guys will get to see some of that firsthand up close right here. And a quick update on the tour. I have had so much fun. All you guys in Long Island were a blast to hang out with at Hotspot, Strike Force, and Ricochet. Great fields and a great shop at all those places. Also, the New Jersey crowd, totally cool at Striker and at Totowa. Great people. I really wish I could live in this part of the country just to hang out and play with you guys. I'll be at Patriot Army tonight, but this video is probably going to go up late because we are filming late on Monday and internet's kind of spotty. And then after that, I got a little bit of a break, and then I'm heading to the Carolinas for Airsoft R Us, and I'm going to be playing at their field, and I got something secret, maybe in between, might happen. But again, it's time for what you're really here for, and that is your questions. Chicago Gaming writes, John, what's a good alternative to a regular sling? I hate the one I have now, and it seems to dig into me no matter where I put it. I hear you. Almost every sling digs in. I used to run 2-point, and it's really convenient to be able to sling them out of the way under your armpit, but they do just eat away on your shoulders here, and after a while it's rough, especially if you're playing a long day like a milsim op. I've switched over to padded slings. I've gone with the 2-point, and the VTAC sling has been my favorite so far. Another alternative is you can actually run your sling, if you have a 2-point, run it through the shoulder pads and around the back, like maybe under your drag handle. If you run a plate carrier, that actually puts the stress more across both shoulders and lets your weapon fall straight on the front of you. It's a little trick to try. You may have to run a little longer to get it through there and route it through. And you can still unclip if you have one like, let's say the Magpul sling, you can unclip it. But then it's built into your plate carrier, so when you put your plate carrier on, you've got your sling. Try that out, because it does, like I say, distribute the weight, and then you get the padding of your shoulder pads. Unfortunately, if you run like a chest rig, or you don't run a plate carrier like a battle belt instead, that's not going to really help you out that much. That's where I'd say look at that padded sling, and it's probably going to help you out just a little bit more. David EJ writes, if I put a CO2 gas gun underwater, will it be bad for the gun? I mean, I wouldn't go do it, and especially not salt water, but you can do it. You're gonna need to clean the thing out. You're gonna need to dry it out totally after you've done it. I mean, it is functional. I've seen guys, especially like, for example, Bala Hack Airsoft Field, schlep through the swamp. They actually have a swamp there and submerge their gas guns, and you can pull them out and they'll still function the way they work. There's no electronics in them, and because the gas system is relatively sealed to a point, you're gonna have some issue with getting some water and gunk into a few of the areas, like actually the feeding ramp and the air nozzle and cylinder area and all that inside of a gas gun, not an air nozzle. That area could get a little wet. It will shoot out. So as you fire it a couple times, that air. So your first couple shots are probably gonna be a little weird and kind of go over the place. You might have some hop up issues because of the water with the hop up, and it may affect the ability for the BB to actually get that backspin on it. But will the gun work? Yes. Would I just do it for the sake of doing it? Probably not. Just, you know, you got metal parts, you can introduce rust in there. Obviously, water plus metal and air equals oxidation in most cases. And like I said, it's gonna be a real big cleanup, tear down to get all that water out. But at the end of the day, is it gonna hurt the gun? If you take care of it, no. Is it something I would do? Probably not. Noah Guzman writes, I've asked it once and I'll ask again, why are your cheeks so beautifully shiny? It's my youthful glow. Actually, all kidding aside, I run some bright lights. I mean, they're right here. You can see it kind of reflecting in my hands, like bright on this side. It'll cast a shadow on my face. It's just the lighting and the reflection on the cheeks. I don't wear makeup. Believe it or not, a lot of YouTubers do put makeup on, believe it or not, to keep the shine down on their face, just like TV actors do, news people do. I just don't do it. I mean, makeup and airsoft, I mean, come on. Let's get serious here, right? At least on a guy. But yeah, that's why they're shiny. I just don't powder my cheeks. Jacob Kaufman writes, what do you feel about finally getting a licensed airsoft Glock? Okay, so let me get real serious about this whole licensed airsoft Glock thing, because I've been seeing a lot of misinformation going around. So if you guys haven't seen, last week Cybergun had a press release in French, written all in French, announcing that they got some sort of Glock deal. Now let me dive deep into this and kind of like clean up a little bit of the confusion around it. It is awesome that Glock is working with airsoft companies, and this is a fantastic step, and I'm really excited about it. But this case is unfortunately not for the broad US or worldwide markets. This was a one-time deal with Cybergun France with the French military to actually get training pistols in to use, because they actually use Glock weapons in the branches. They actually got the deal. So while this isn't a worldwide thing, which is what everybody's been waiting for, we're all like, we're super excited, it's finally here in Airsoft Glock. It's not the case, but it's close, it's coming. And I think this is a fantastic way to kind of chip away at the ice that Glock has been, unfortunately, not incredibly willing to work with the airsoft market for whatever reason. I mean, I can't blame them. I mean, there's a lot of risk and return, and all of us want to license airsoft Glock, and that's really, I totally understand that they haven't moved in this market, but it's neat to see that they are doing it at least in a one-time, one-off case. If it works well, again, if this is a business to government sale, I'd love to see it like kind of do business to consumer, even if it starts in 1 or 2 countries as a trial market. It's going to be a huge step to see that magical airsoft Glock that's licensed we've all been waiting for. Airsoft Boys writes, hey Jonathan, I'm new to Airsoft, and does a reflection of a BB count as a hit? So as a general rule, most every single field I've played at across the country, ricochets or reflections of BBs don't count. So if it bounces off another surface and strikes you, it's not gonna count as a hit. Now those are kind of tough to figure out. So when it comes down to playing, let me put on my be a nice guy hat here and say, look, if you're not sure if you got a ricochet or a direct hit, just call yourself out and go ahead and move on. And that's really the general rule. If like, I can't tell if it's a ricochet or not. Now there are times where there's only a lane, like there's only a window in front of you and you take some hits from the back and there's a wall behind you. It's pretty obvious they're coming through the window, they're hitting the wall and they're hitting you in the back. Now that's gonna be a ricochet. Those typically don't count. On the other hand though, there are a few fields I do know of that do count ricochets in some of the kill houses, just to help keep everything fair and running smoothly. But for the most part, across the US, at least at the fields I played at, ricochets aren't gonna count one bit. All right, guys, that's it for questions this week, which means it's time for the Code Red headsets video recommendation of the week. And this one, I'm going a little off script, and I know it's pretty shameless of me to highlight my own video, but if you guys missed it, you need to check it out. It's my tour of the Polar Star manufacturing process, start to finish, all in one take, so you guys can see what a Polar Star starts from and what it ends. So from a block of metal to the finished product, it's just a couple minutes long, and it is really neat considering that as far as I know, the only 100% American-made product in Airsoft that is made from start to finish in the same facility. I mean, from nuts and bolts and all of it through, it's one place. So guys, you definitely need to check it out. I'll have a link to the video in the description below. In fact, you can click the Polar Star thing over my shoulder here, right here, and this big box, and it will take you over to the video as well. And it's the Polar Star manufacturing process from beginning to end. Well guys, that's it for this week's show. Thank you so much for joining me here. And again, as always, if you want to get your question on the show, you can put it in the comment section below, vote up your favorites, and we'll get them on the next show. Also, don't forget patches. I'm running really thin. This tour has been so awesome. I've been bringing them with me everywhere, and you guys have been like gobbling up like crazy. I'm really getting low. I'm almost out of the like chameleon greens. So that once the chameleon green's gone, it's gone. So you guys who are collecting them, this is pretty much probably your last shot over the next few weeks. In fact, they may be gone even sooner than that, depending on what I bump into at some of the awesome fields I'm gonna be visiting here over the next couple weeks. So hit them up. You can get them over at airsoftology.com/store. Well guys, that is absolutely it. And until next week, go out, play some Airsoft, have some fun, but no matter what you do, call your freaking hits.